So here is the Samsung Galaxy Gear, and so one of the things I'm going to start off this video is mentioning that you do want to download, and you basically have to download the Gear Manager, and it's a free application, and this thing is awesome, and it's the best companion for your Galaxy Gear because it controls everything for your Galaxy Gear. You know, one of the things is, let's say that you don't know where your gear went to, basically just hit on Find My Gear, hit Start, and then it's going to actually start chiming your Galaxy Gear. So some of the other things you'd be able to do with the Gear Manager is going to be changing the different clocks. And so if you want to have the analog clock, there you go. Here's another analog clock. You have a normal digital clock. Here's a pedometer clock that shows you how many steps you've taken, and then your shortcut. And this is my favorite one just because then I can head into any of these settings or applications right away. Some of the other things you'd be able to do with the Samsung Galaxy Gear Manager is that you're going to be able to go into the different applications that is number one favorited and number two featured, and these are the ones you'd be able to install onto your Galaxy Gear. Some of the other things is inside of the installed applications. So let's say that you got your Galaxy Gear and you wanted your temperature to be in Fahrenheit for the weather. All you have to do is scroll down underneath the installed apps. You go over to the weather, click on the settings, and this is where you can change it into Celsius or Fahrenheit. And also how often you want it to auto refresh. And so that is basically, you know, the end of the Gear Manager. This is where you'd be able to manage your gear. And now let's go into the Samsung Galaxy Gear right here. Now this thing, the reason why I just tilted it down and tilted back up is I'm mimicking as if I was to turn my wrist up to look at the time. So this thing will actually, you know, turn on by itself just by doing that. And so here's how the UI works. This one right here that has the time is actually technically the home screen. So from the home screen, if you swipe down from the very top to the bottom in the middle of the gear, this is going to turn on your camera. You have the camera icon, or you can switch it into the video icon. Whichever one it's showing is what it's going to be taking. In order to go into your gallery from the camera, you just swipe over to the right, or from the right. And now let's say that you want to go back. You just swipe back down. So every single time you want to go back, just remember, swipe down in the middle of the Galaxy Gear. Now again, from the home screen, if you swipe up, this is where the dialer is at. So again, swipe down, that takes me back. And now this is where we're going to navigate left and right. So here is the contacts, and then call logs, and again, this is all Bluetooth to your device. And as of right now, it is the Note 3. And then in the future, once they update the Galaxy S4, the Galaxy S3, and the Note 2 up to 4.3, it'll work with this as well. And please just remember the dates of this video is going to be right around, you know, October 4th. So please, if anything changes, it's due to time. Okay. And so here's all the different applications you'd be able to run. You got your Find My Device, so you can find your device that you're connected to if you lose it. Your gallery, your media controller, you have S-Voice, the pedometer, so it keeps track of your walking. You have a stopwatch, a timer, the weather, voice memo. And so a lot of these are actually in, you know, right along if you scroll left and right. So here's the applications. Here's the settings. This is where you can get into the settings of your device. If you wanted to, you can change your volume of your ringtones, the multimedia. You can change the color of your display. So if you don't want it to be purple, let's say that we maybe want it to be green, you can head into green. You can change the brightness. Everything is there in the settings. And then here's the pedometer showing how far you go. Here's the voice memo if you just want to take a quick memo. And then media controller, maybe you want to listen to some music on your Galaxy Note 3. There you go. You can turn it up, turn it down, you can change songs, things like that. And again, you just want to be within 30 feet since it is Bluetooth. And then gallery, S-Voice, so you can control everything, you know, through your Galaxy Gear. And then notifications, basically if there's nothing new in here, it's going to show this. You can just go to archive, and this is everything of the notifications that you've received in form of text messages and things like that. And then you go back, and here is the time and things like that. So the other thing as well, just so you guys know, if you press and hold with 2 fingers on the Galaxy Gear, this is where you'd be able to go into all the different applications that was opened, and you can actually get rid of them if you want to. I've noticed this to actually increase my battery life. The other thing is you can double tap with 2 fingers on the screen, and this is going to show you basically your battery percentage, as well as showing you the volume of how loud you want your gear, or if you want it on vibrate. I have mine on vibrate. And then you also have the brightness on if you want it to get brighter, but for the sake of the video, I want to have it all the way down so the camera can pick it up. And so, as you guys can see over here, this is where the camera's at. So 1.9 megapixel camera. It also shoots in 720p for video. Power button is going to be on this side of the device. you have two different mics. This way, if you're wearing it with a left hand or right-handed of a wrist, then it's going to be able to use one of those as the prominent. And then your speaker is on the extreme bottom. And so again, just so you guys know, you can initiate a phone call, you can answer a phone call, you can send a text message, you can read a text message, you can control your device in terms of, playing music. You also have a pedometer that's built into there. This thing is just not a normal, ordinary smartwatch. This is the Samsung Galaxy Gear.